It is well known that Manchester in the UK was the world's first industrialized city and played a central role during the Industrial Revolution, since it became the main international center for cotton spinning and textile manufacturing. But did you know that Barcelona had a place just like that? This area is actually not very extensive, and today we are going to find out some of the most Instagrammable places of this neighborhood. That's coming up next. In the 19th century, this part of Barcelona, which is called Poblenou in Catalan or Pueblo Nuevo in Spanish, also translated into English as New Town, had the highest industrial concentration of all Spain. This is why it was called back in the time the Catalan Manchester. Yeah, this neighborhood was once full of factories. However, in the 1960s, a process of deindustrialization began, which left many empty lots, old steam chimneys, and miles of walls available for graffitis. As a lover of history, as we're looking for places to take some good photos, I couldn't help talking a little bit about those factories. Over here we have the perfect example of an old factory that now belongs, the building, to the city council who bought it about 20 years ago. And this that you can see there is an old chimney. It's about 40 meters high and it belonged to this same factory. And the most interesting thing about this is that you can see that the factory is located in this closed square, and at the same time we can see pretty new buildings like these two over here, this other one in the corner, and all buildings surrounding the factory are pretty new in comparison with the factory itself that has many years. The workers of all those factories were living in humble houses in this same area, and this is where it gets very interesting because also the owners of those factories, who happen to be rich, were living also here. However, they were living in a central area that is called Rambla del Poblenou, this large avenue that we are walking on right now, and if you get that way in that direction, walking about 5 minutes, you will get to the beach. Though I live here, the city is amazing me because it's been quite a while since last time I walked this part, and I'm like rediscovering places that I couldn't remember after so many years not walking the area. Can you see at the end all these buildings? Very new buildings, very modern. And what do we have here? Another chimney. We can feel the brick and imagine what happened here, what events took place in this factory, and what was in this park actually, because the chimney is in the middle of the park. But I can imagine that there were buildings inside this same park that were functioning. I'm seriously not able to understand how it's possible that this part of Barcelona is not advertised as a touristic one, which at the end I must say I'm glad, because that is what allows me and can allow some people to see it this way, like a really authentic neighborhood where you can see on one side of the street these buildings that look pretty much new, and right in front, look at this. Houses of 1 or 2 floors, very, very old, where people are sometimes living, sometimes they are abandoned. But in this case of this one, as you can see, is open now, this door. I want to think that they work here during the day, but at the same time they live there, because I just saw there's a kitchen here with onions, oil, and everything. Look at this amazing industrial factory looking alike. And if we follow this alley over here, I just came from this part. Look, we have paintings on the walls. Some ones are not the best, but in general it's super cool, this place. Really, something else. Amazing, amazing. Once again, new buildings, and what do we have on the other side? Abandoned factories. They are completely closed at this moment, as you can see by this fence. And I just saw at the end of this alley, which has no end, it's a dead end, and it says in Catalan that it's forbidden to pass. Another chimney, I think it's the 4th that we have seen today. And it's amazing because it's the first time that I'm in this part of the city, and I have never seen this before, so for me it's as new as it is for you. Today it's been an interesting day because I always think that I've seen everything in my city, that there is nothing I don't know. And today is the first time in a long time that I'm actually surprised of seeing something that it's completely new for me. Of course, I knew some of the graffitis, I knew some of the buildings, but it's the first time that I'm actually walking on streets that I've never been before. I'm so sorry for all the noises, but there are workers everywhere. And what I wanted to tell you is that to see all these places, if you want to follow the same route that I'm doing, all you have to do is go to the description below of this video. And there you will find a link that will take you to all these places. The abandoned buildings and factories are everywhere surrounding the graffitis. So you will find them no problem. And you can see here something very cool. For example, look at this crystal building, very tall, and the chimney next to it. I like it that they decided to keep it, that they are not taking it apart, which is very cool. And the most amazing is that if we walk over here, you can see more of these abandoned buildings, a tower, a chimney, another chimney, one more chimney, and all these surrounded by brand new buildings, old houses, buildings that are under construction. It's really amazing. And I advise you, if you come to Barcelona, yes, you have to see Sagrada Familia, yes, you have to see Paraguay, yes, you have to see many touristic places, but this part is special. No one is here, no one. Maybe someone walking with their dog, somebody coming back from their job, but there are no tourists, and this makes this place even more amazing than it actually is. I normally don't use the selfie stick, but today, remember, I have it in my backpack. So I thought, why not? This is going to be a great occasion to use it. And let's check out what is on the other side of this brick wall. Here we go, bye! Wanna move my feet, wanna drink my wine, wanna move my feet. There's also something else that I like very much about this neighborhood and that you won't be able to find in any other neighborhood of Barcelona. And those are the fire stairs. Doesn't it make you feel like you are in New York City? As you already might have noticed, the area that we just passed still nowadays looks very industrial and is that way. However, this part where the rich people were living is completely different. Much more residential, much more developed. And the buildings, most of them, though not all, like this one in the corner that looks pretty much newer, but most of them look like this one. Notice everything about this building, not only the colors, but the shapes of the doors, the balconies, the moldings, everything looks completely different. And I like these buildings very much because most of buildings in Barcelona are alike to these two. So it's been a nice afternoon. I hope that you guys learned something interesting about Barcelona, something that no one else has shown you before. And this is the moment for me to say goodbye till the next episode. Much love, take care, bye.